a child, maybe your child offends you,
Yeah.
you are like you get mad and you want you are, that's a response. And
A response.
yeah, that's what you know. The way we respond to whatever issue that come up matters.
Yeah.
Be you parenting or in any relation.
Okay, so what's up, guys? It's today's edition of Free Talk, and this your boy Samuel. On my right, sorry, I forgot I was on my left is
Elizabeth Fabilola.
Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Free Talk Show. We are still asking, parents and also teenagers why teenagers are moving out of their parents' houses so early, and we just want to get people's opinion and also the teenagers themselves. What do they think about their group of friends or other teenagers moving out of their parents' houses? So let's go and to get people's opinion. Soma, sorry to ask this question, but what's your name, ma?
Omoyemi Ojo.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma. So I just want to ask a question, ma. What do you think about teenagers moving out of their parents' house as a mother?
Well, as a mother, teenagers, they are not ready to move out. Personally, because I believe they still need to be nurtured, to be watched over, because, being there, done that, they think they're free, they can do whatever they want, but they still need that guidance until, at least until they become young adults and they can be more responsible, because it can be pro and con, and mostly is the con part of it. Yes.
Okay, ma. So, ma, what do you think are the causes of teenagers moving out of their parents' house, ma?
Freedom. They want freedom, and they see maybe they have friends that they do whatever they want, and they want to emulate that. So it's not even that they are ready, but they just want that freedom because they don't want anybody to tell them what to do. They don't want to be cautioned. They don't want disciplined. That's what I feel, the reason why they want to move out.
So, ma, about the financial aspect of it, do you think they might suffer financially when they move out of their parents' house?
I believe so, because first of all, these teenagers, they want certain things. If they don't have access to it, they may do what they're not supposed to do. And some of them that are in school, they want to go get a job, which is not really a job that pays much. Then they end up dropping out of school and getting an odd job, which has long-term negative effect on them. Yes. So financial part of it, they definitely suffer for it.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma. And finally, ma, what advice would you give to parents that are for their children moving out of their house and parents that they don't want their children to move out of their house?
Okay, my advice would be like, just try to talk to them, and pray very hard, because if the way we're back home, like, oh, you have to do this, don't do that. Try to reason with them. Give them the reason why you think they're not ready. Don't say, oh, never do that. No. Just don't do that with them. Just try to talk to them, give them, analyze, and and tell them the long-term negative effects on them. Yes. So that would be my advice for the parents.
Okay, so that's for the parents that don't want their children to move out. So what about the ones that want to kick their children out, like go and enjoy yourself?
Okay, because I know that some parents are looking forward to their children be 18, and they think once they're 18 they can move out. Your parenting does not end at 18 years old. Try to look, these children, what is your goal for them? If they move out now and you just let them do whatever, what are you gaining? Except, the bills. You still have to pay your own bill, whether they are there or not. Yes. So just try to, don't push them out. Know that these children, they are yours, and they will be yours for life, whether they are 60 years old or as long as you are alive. So just try to nurture them, be tolerant,
Thank you very much for your time, ma. So to begin with, sir, I would like to ask, what's your name, sir?
My name is Charles Dilibe.
All right, sir. So I just want to ask, what do you think about teenagers moving out of their parent houses at early ages, like 18, 19, 20, and
Anyway, from my own understanding, I'm speaking from perspective of the way I was brought up as an Igbo man, and all the way from Anambra State.
also?
Yeah, I'm speaking from my own way of understanding and culture. I'm not speaking in the other point of view, which we now call Western world, you know.
Yes.
And we should believe that a lot of knowledge are out there for people to learn, but when you put it in practice, that becomes your culture.
Yes.
From our own culture, I was not being raised from moving out of my parents from early age 18 or 19 or
Yes, sir.
18 or 19
Yes, sir.
as the Western world seeing it. I will speak on the side of the Western world and at the same side of where I come from.
Yes, sir.
You know, let me start from where I come from. Where I come from, I've never seen any child live out of parents from 18. And even if you are successful, you want to give back to whom honor is due.
Definitely.
Like your parents, your siblings that are still coming up.
Yes.
You know, it's not because maybe you're not getting money, you want to move out of your parents' house. You understand? Because it's another burden expensive. But sometimes it's a destruction on the other way around.
Yes.
Because you have freedoms.
Yes.
Take example of freedom in the campus. When your parents are not there, 40% comes out good, 60% comes out bad.
True.
Some goes into cultism,
Yes.
some goes into robbery.
Yes.
You see that kind of freedom?
Yes, sir.
Then take it back to freedom of Western world. When you are now 18, you now move out, you can lease apartment, you can borrow funds. At the end of the day, sometimes it's come good, sometimes it comes very, very bad. And the aspect bad of it is total destruction.
True.
And it comes back to the parents again, who have led you out of the house because you are 18, because the law permit that. You understand? In as much as law permit that, at least you do those which are right. You understand? And knowledge of maturity is not the same thing of knowledge of 18 years or 17 or 19. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Look about the ladies that move out of their house because they are 8. Some of them end up being pregnant. Some of them end up being wayward. Some of them end up being smoking, drinking. So back in Africa, some of them are even 18, 19, still in the parents' house, still be wayward.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But the parents are still trying tooth and nail to get his track back.
True.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes they succeed. Many times they succeed. Because I know some family who have been living with the parents for over maybe 40 years, and maybe at the 42, you get married and become responsible. But maybe now move out of the parents.
House.
Then there is another culture again that is in where I come from. First son doesn't move after the parents' house till they die, because that is first inheritance house.
Wow.
So on that reason, where is he moving to? You understand? So when the dad passed on, he inherits the house as the first son.
Wow.
Other siblings now went out and started buildings from other area. So it's not a matter of moving out of the parents' house. It's out of giving yourself the normal attitude and culture that will see you through as a young boy or as a young girl.
So you have given us two sides of of your reasons, one in Africa and one here in the Western world. So I just want to know your stand. Do you support children, teenagers moving out of their parents' houses, or you support them to remain in their parents' houses till they are matured for them to move out?
I support remaining in your parents' house till you get matured in the mind, matured in the sense, and mature in especially the IQ. A lot of us move out of parents' house, end up not doing very well. You understand? Yes. Let me give you an example of moving out of parents' house. Take example that we are family here, and this is our second son or first son. He moved out of the house, not still remaining in Indiana, but he moved to somewhere, another state.
Yes.
You understand? So that state he was, maybe out of work or something, is a different thing. Because at the end of the day, he come back home. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
but moving out of parents' house just to start life because I'm 18, I totally don't support that.
Oh, okay, sir. So regarding the financial aspect of it, sir, what do you think? Would they encounter financial difficulties? I mean, here in America, though.
Children moving out of parents' house?
Yes, sir. Would they encounter financial difficulties?
Majority of them can encounter financial difficulty because of mismanagement as a youth exuberant. You know, mismanagement in terms of fun, in terms of friends, in terms of girls. You know, some of them may not even have control on them. So most at time they run out of financial status. They don't have the finance to continue moving on. Sometimes they fall back to the parents again for support, in as much as he's doing a good job.
True, sir.
Yeah.
You're right, sir. So what advice would you give to parents that wants to push their kids out of their house, sir?
That is a wrong idea. Most parents who push their son away, not that their son went on their own.
Yes.
I think those parents have to go back to learn.
Okay, sir. And for those that don't want their children to move out, so what kind of advice would you give for their, for these parents that, okay, they don't want their children to move out of the house, sir?
Yeah, just to follow he said that, let me tell you something. He said by their fruit we shall know them. If a parents cultivate a very good step for their kids, the children will definitely follow that footstep. If the parents cultivate, even if you are American, even if you are African, it depends on the moral upbringing. We can see what is happening in the Western world. Women, some of them have go haywire, coming from Africa to this place. Their lifestyle in Africa is the same. Maybe it looks so responsible. Coming to America, it became so horrible. So you can see that in that area of life, children should equally look at their parents, the ones that are good, and copy it and leave the ones that are bad. Especially in the house of God, where they preach all the time, at least with that moral understanding and preaching, especially in this kind of family covenant house, where at least you can learn something. There are some days when you come on church, from all the preaching, like today preaching, you have something to go home with, you understand? As an adult, as a kid, as a parent, you can as well be able to put some valuable in you as a human being.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your time, sir. It's been a pleasure interviewing you on this topic, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. So first of all, I would like to ask, what's your name?
Tolu Shokwitan.
Tolu.
Yeah.
All right. So Tolu, what do you think about teenagers moving out of their parents' house?
I think it's a great thing. You're able to learn how to live individually, because at the end of the day, your parents won't always be there for you. So I think it's a great experience. It teaches maturity, teaches responsibility, and teaches you how to just be on your own.
So what are the causes of teenagers moving out of their parents' house?
It's to each their own. It depends if you feel you're ready. I know some move out because of college, or some move out just because they're ready to be on their own.
Okay, so this might be a personal question, but have you moved out of your parents' house, or you're still with your parents?
So for college, I moved out, and then I graduated, and then I'm back for a few months, and I'm moving at the end of the year. So,
like, are you moving, or your family's moving?
I'm personally moving out of state, so I'm moving away from my family, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That is awesome. So, what do you think about the financial aspect of it? Do you think it's a difficult part to trail, or it's an easy part?
It's pretty much difficult for the most part, but like I said, it's about responsibility and knowing that you can be responsible with your finances and kind of have your priorities in order. And I think that also starts from like how you grow up. So like for me, my parents have taught me about financial responsibility, so I know what to expect when I do move out.
So, what do you think about the teenagers or the people that their parents didn't teach them about financial aspects of their lives? So, what do you think they might encounter on their journey differently from yours?
I think they'll encounter a lot of difficulty. Even with me, who grew up with parents who did teach financial responsibility, it was still a learning curve. So life's about learning and making mistakes, and so it's about just finding your footing in this world.
Okay. And finally, what is your advice to teenagers? Should they move out of their parents' house, or they should stick with their parents till when they're ready?
I encourage teenagers to move out when they are ready, because once you're ready, it's just great to live on your own and to not be under the roof of your parents. It makes you miss your parents a little more, so I encourage it.
You encourage it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. To begin with, ma, what is your name, ma?
Afolakemi.
Afolakemi. All right, ma. So I just want to ask a question, ma. Do you watch Big Brother Nigeria?
Of course I do.
Awesome. So what do you think about Big Brother Nigeria?
Well, Big Brother Nigeria is a good show, and I like it, and I've been watching it since Bisola's Sigobe and all that. Yeah,
So that means you're a big fan of the show.
that's true.
Okay, ma.
All right.
So, ma, as a Christian, ma, do you think Christians should bring up a show like Big Brother onto the air?
I would say, as a church, I'll say no. Because it entails a lot of social activities that churches might not support. So for churches, for that kind of a show, I'll say no.
So you don't support churches should bring up a system that, because people would, as a Big Brother Nigerian show, they bring people to fame, they bring success to people, money, and all that good stuff. So do you think church should, go into such a program?
Only if it's in a Christian way, I'll say yes. But socially, like the way Big Brother actually handling their own, I will say no. Yeah.
So do you think Big Brother should be taking up the hair in Nigeria?
No, it shouldn't, because the show says there is a restriction. If it's people that are authorized to watch it to be between the age of 18 and above. So, well, I would say no. They should still have it going on. Yeah.
So you still support Big Brother to be on?
Sure. Yes.
Oh, okay, ma. So this takes me to another question. What do you think about teenagers moving out of their parents' house, ma?
Teenagers, you mean between the ages of what?
18 and to 23, 24, 25?
Well, I would support if the teenagers can move out between the ages of 19 or I'll say 20, but it depends, because in both male and female, I'll say all children need to have more, they have to be more mature before you can actually allow them to be out with their parent, because they still need a guardian. They need someone to tell them what to do, monitor them, and see that they are ripe enough to be on their own.
So as a supporter of teenagers moving out of their parents' house, what do you think causes teenagers to move out of their parents' house?
Well, they just don't want to receive more discipline. They think parents are too harsh, or maybe the parents are too demanding, or maybe the parents are too strict with them. So they want to have their own freedom. They want to do things on their own. So I think that's why they just need the freedom of whatever they want to do by themselves. Yeah.
Okay, so regarding the financial aspect of teenagers moving out of their house, do you think it can affect them financially?
It might not affect them financially, but morally, I'll say morally, academically, and spiritually, it can affect them. But financially, if they can work, I don't think that we have issue with that, because this is America. If you have everything that can get you to work, I don't think that we have issue with financial. But like I said, they can have issue spiritually, morally, and otherwise, yeah.
Okay, now, so as a fan of teenagers moving out of their parents' houses, so would you advise a teenager to move out of his or her parent house at the age of 19, 18 and up?
No, I will not advise that. Well, but kids are different. If they're mature enough and that the parent can see that, okay, I think he or she can actually be on their own, I'll say yes. But not all kids are actually mature between the ages of 18 to 19. So, yeah, it depends on how parents can actually visualize their kids. If they're mature enough and they know that they can still control them even while on their own, yes, I'll say yes. But if the kids is not good enough to be on their own, that's a no for me.
So what's your advice regarding parents not allowing their kids to move out of their parents' houses?
Well, I'm a parent too, even though my child is still little, but I still want my child to be with me until she's able to like do things on her own, because I was not on my own until I was actually 22. And so I can say 22-year-old is smart enough to actually be on his or her own. But I'm not gonna blame any parent that don't want their kids to leave them, because they see what we don't see. So with this, I'm still in support of parents letting their kids stay with them until they are old enough to be on their own.
All right, man. Thank you very much, man, for your time.
You're welcome.
You have a nice day, man.
And you too.
Thank you guys for watching our today's interview, our today's interaction with our people. That will be the end of today's interaction. See you in the next video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.